My name is Drake Bradsher. I'm training for the 2010 Tournament of Champions in Culver City. We're here at Gold's Gym in Temecula today doing shoulders, biceps, and triceps. And last year, prepping for the border states, we had done a video about 4 weeks out, and I'm actually in much better condition, of course, being 2 weeks out versus 4, but just overall general hardness and dryness, definitely improved from last year, which was a big goal of mine. Also, another goal was to improve some of my cosmetic look of certain muscles as far as the shapes and the balance. So I really worked hard this year on capping out my delts, bringing up the upper head of the tricep, adding a little more meat in that outer upper area, just to basically make things look like they're popping a little bit more. So today we started off with shoulders, and typically with shoulders I like to start with the rear delts because that's the weakest area for me. So I like to hammer those first, give them priority. So we started off on the rear delt machine. Basically I like that. It's good isolation, no real cheating or anything able to do on that, and just really get a good strict couple of extra sets on that. From there we go to the superset of seated rear dumbbell lateral raises and seated side lateral raises. And I like to do those as a superset, again starting with the rear delts. It's kind of a transition into getting into the side delts, but it also helps to warm up my shoulder joints, which I've had some issues with in the past. So by starting with the rear motion, it kind of loosens up my shoulders a little bit so that when I go to do the side, I can actually get a better range of motion and a better contraction in the muscle. So that actually works out pretty well for me. Plus, it just emphasizes a little more on the rear delt before I hit my side delts full on. From there, we go on to kind of a unique exercise. I call it a behind the back lateral raise, and basically it's almost a hybrid side delt front raise movement, because I start with the hands behind the back and then they kind of come forward to in front of the shoulders at the top. So it's almost a hybrid of a side lateral front raise with an extreme stretch at the bottom. So it actually really helps me hit the deep fibers in the shoulders and kind of preps my front delts for my final exercise, which is I do a wide grip upright rows on the Smith machine. And the idea behind doing the wide grip is it actually throws more stress on the deltoids and less on the traps. If you think about when you do a lateral raise with a dumbbell, your upper arm moves out away from your body to the side. If you grab a bar in front of you and put your hands wide and pull straight up, your upper arm travels that same range of motion, versus putting your hands together and pulling up in front of you is more of a front raise and a trap exercise. So we do a very wide grip, pull only to the pec line or so, and that really puts a full contraction on the side delts. From there, started on did arms, superset of barbell curls and skull crushers. Two basic meat and potato movements. I love both of them. They're just my primary mass builders. I like to go pretty heavy on them as far as the reps go, 8 to 12 typically, and once I'm warmed up. So we hit barbell curls for 3 sets, work sets, and skull crushers for 3 work sets. And then from there we went to the incline dumbbell curls. Incline dumbbell curls are a great exercise because they start the muscle in a stretch position, so you actually get more fiber activation at the beginning of the movement, and it helps to stimulate a better contraction in the muscle. So supersetting those with cable pushdowns is just a nice way to really activate both the biceps and the triceps with a good pumping up movement. And then to finish off the triceps, I love dips. Dips are just the all-out. Between dips and skull crushers, they're the primary mass builders for triceps. And dips really finish off my whole tricep, as well as kind of tie in my shoulder girdle and pecs into everything. So it's a real nice finisher to hit with those. And then You always got to work the brachialis in the bicep, and we did that with hammer curls, a couple sets at the end. So the hammer curls, basically got to finish off with the hammer curls and really work the brachialis as well as the upper forearm. It's just a great movement. When you build up that brachialis muscle, it really adds depth and definition to your biceps, especially on rear poses or from the side. You know, you just have a little thing popping out there, and it just makes your arms look that much more impressive. So hammer curls, as well as reverse curls, are great for that. I just prefer the hammer curls because they're a little easier on my wrists. But it's a great exercise to finish off with. Really pumps the bicep as well. So, I'm very happy with my look. I think that you know, regardless of what happens, I'm going to be happy with the way I'm going to go into this show in 2 weeks.